This is the Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals on Comet.
They call it the fastest 10 weeks of the year, and believe it or not, Week 10 is here. From Clark Hinkle Field, named after the NFL Hall of Famer and Toronto grad Clark Hinkle, it is the Toronto Red Knights checking in tonight at 8-1, playing host to Steubenville Catholic Central, the Crusaders at 9-0. Playoff positioning in Ohio Division 7 Region 25 is on the line tonight, and you better believe it. Alongside the former head coach Tony Filberto, Jack Hillgrove with you in the broadcast booth, and the rest of our hard-working crew on the network of WTOV9, joining you for what is sure to be, Coach, a very spirited rivalry between these two clubs.
Yeah, I'm expecting a great football game tonight. It's 1971 since Steubenville Central has been 9-0. You have an 8-1 Toronto team, two great football teams, different personalities, but I expect a great football game tonight.
Yeah, definitely two different personalities, especially on offense. Let's take a look at our keys to the game. For Central, it's to be the more physical team. That is their bread and butter. I mean, you look at the way that they run their offense. The starting quarterback, Tyler Iolenti, 68 pass attempts this season. He has 155 rush attempts. So they're going to want to run the football and keep the big plays in front of them. And for Toronto, it's to limit explosive plays, manufacture explosive plays. They have done that. Quarterback Russ Dickinson, almost 1,500 passing yards this season and 15 touchdowns. And they need to win at first down on defense because, Coach, with Steubenville Central's offense, if they're able to manufacture 5-6 yards on first down, that opens up a world of possibilities for them offensively.
Steubenville Central's advantage in this game is they run the football, they can control the clock. If they get into that second and short, third and then short, and keep moving the sticks, that keeps that great Toronto offense off the field.
Steubenville Central won the toss. They deferred. It'll be the Red Knights' ball when we come back. Toronto 8-1, Steubenville Catholic Central 9-0. It's Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals live on Comet. Kickoff is next.
The Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals on Comet is sponsored by Bordas and Bordas, WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital, WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital, and Wendy's.
Once again, Steubenville Central has won the toss. They've elected to defer, so it'll be Toronto football after the opening kickoff. Again, a lot of playoff implications on the line in this one. If Toronto can win, not only will they lock up a top 4 seed, but 2 first-round playoff games at home. They'll be OVAC champions for the first time since 1998. If Steubenville Central can win, as you mentioned at the open, Coach, they'll be 10-0 for the first time ever. They're undefeated right now for the first time since 71, and they'll have a home playoff game at Harding Stadium next Saturday night. So it'll be one heck of a football game here tonight that has a lot on the line. Steubenville Central, again, will kick it off from our right to our left. The Crusaders in their blue tops, their white jerseys, their gold pants, all red for the Red Knights tonight. Daniel Bolster has it teed up on the X at the 40, and we are underway. Bolster will kick it deep, and taking it at their own 5-yard line is the Red Knights. And in the return game, that is Cam Baker. Baker driven back hard at the 35-yard line, and there was some emphasis made on that tackle by the Crusaders on a team mobile unit kickoff.
That's part of the defensive personality. They're not real big. They're going to be 5-6 guys around the football. They're going to gang tackle. They're going to play with a lot of enthusiasm.
Eric Meek in his second season as the Crusaders head coach. Josh Franke in his 6th at Toronto. And Toronto 8-1 coming off of a 54-20 win at home last week against Caldwell. The Crusaders 44-20 winner last week at Conotton Valley. First down and 10 at their own 33-yard line. Quarterback Russ Dickinson will throw, and Mason Marchbank, the tight end, makes the reception on a first down and 10. A First Choice America Community Federal Credit Union first down. And with that, let's take a look at our Toronto Red Knights starting offense presented by Mindset to Wellness. Russ Dickinson at quarterback, of course, for the injured Zeb Kinsey, the 3-star quarterback prospect in the class of 2025 out for the season. Cam Baker, Don Boucher, Nolan Dickinson, Aiden Philby, and Mason Marchbank. The skill players, Caden Benton, Chase Heckathorn, Kale Chasson, Andy Silverthorne, Heath Thomas the offensive line. And Cam Baker, there he goes from the 38. Baker into the open field, into central territory, 30, 25, 20. Cam Baker out of bounds inside the 15 and down to the 10-yard line. Baker, the senior, 320 rushing yards coming into the game. That goes up on that run.
It sure does. It's just an inside run. He flashed the jet sweep coming across, and that's that big physical offensive line. They do have a size advantage over Steubenville Central, and I expect to see a lot of that inside run.
Out of bounds at the 14. There's a look at your Steubenville Central Crusader defense presented by Mindset to Wellness. Brennan Grimm, Peyton Roush, Johnny Kostecki, Nolan Huff, the defensive line. Fallon, Rouch, Iolentai, the linebackers with Mahalio, and Matthew Sprocki, Tommy Purgie, Jimmy Hernan, the defensive backfield. To the 14-yard line goes Toronto, and they're going to throw it. Dickinson, and the pass is intercepted. Over the middle, picked off. That is Nolan Huff, halting the Red Knights' drive very quickly.
Okay. That's what Toronto didn't want to happen. Didn't want to get down there, turn the football over, put the ball back in the hands of this Steubenville Central offense who will control the game. We'll see they tried to run slip screen, got tangled up, and got caught underneath of it.
After a 48-yard Cam Baker run, the pass is intercepted at the 14-yard line by Nolan Huff on the season. His first interception, 3 fumble recoveries coming into the night. That is his first Oski. And the Crusaders take over at their own 20. 10:54 left in this first quarter, and they will run. And that is B.J. Fallon, 101 carries, 733 yards, 11 rushing touchdowns coming into the night. Typically, your horse at tailback leads you in rushing. It's the starting quarterback. We'll talk about him in a moment after the Toronto defense presented by Mindset to Wellness. Caden Benton, Spencer Board, Heath Thomas, the defensive front. Russ Dickinson, Drake Boucher, Michael Henry, Nolan Dickinson, and Brody Winters. Josh Frankie's linebacking core, Dom Boucher, Cam Baker, the corners, Aiden Philby with 3 interceptions this season, 2 of them 90-plus yard interception returns for touchdowns. He is the Red Knight safety. Gain of 2, second down and 8 at the 22 for Fallon. Bad snap, a direct snap to Tommy Purgie. He's got to go back and fall on it. He does, and that'll be a big loss. Brings up a 3rd down and long.
You can see both teams are maybe a little bit nervous. The bad snap, the interception, which aren't common of these two football teams. And I'm sure they're going to settle in here pretty soon, and we're going to see a great football game.
Yeah, Tommy Purgie in the Wildcat there, taking the direct snap. He's the other running back with Fallon. Timmy Mahalio, the fullback. Matthew Sprocki at wide receiver. Nolan Huff with the interception at tight end. Tyler Iolentai, the senior quarterback, 471 passing yards, 845 rushing yards, and 12 touchdowns. And then Nick Mascio, Brennan Grimm, Cody Carver, and the Rouches at right guard and right tackle. The starting lineup tonight presented by Mindset to Wellness. On the 3rd down and 20 from the 10, a loss of 12 yards. Tyler Iolentai will keep for a couple, and the Crusaders will have to punt. So they take the football away, but the Toronto defense stands tall. Help with a bad snap, but now our Scholar Athlete of the Week, Daniel Bolster, will have to punt it to the ever-dangerous Dom Boucher, who stands at the Crusader 42-yard line. 8:48 in winding in this first quarter. Low snap. Bolster's got to pick it up. He does get the punt away. It's a spiral punt. Boucher waves it off, and it'll take a Crusader bounce out of bounds at the 37-yard line. 38-yard line. Our referee tonight, Sam Jones. The umpire is Pete Tamborello. Ricky Moore, our line judge. Our head linesman is John Timko. The back judge is Vince Levy. And the center judge tonight is Craig Host. So 1st down and 10 at the 37-yard line after the interception. Toronto starting with ideal field position in Catholic Central territory. Dickinson under center, nobody in the backfield. They motion Baker as the lone setback. They fake the toss. They hand it to Dom Boucher on a misdirection play, and there goes the dangerous Dom inside the 30-yard line and out of bounds at the 25. Talking with head coach Josh Frankie earlier in the week, Coach, they knew that they were going to try to key in on Boucher, very dangerous in the backfield and in the receiving game. They wanted to create ways to get him the football. Creativity, you know what I'm trying to say. That's a creative way to get him the football.
They came out in an oddball set, actually. They're empty in the backfield, brought motion from the other side. It looked like toss and ran counter trap back with him.
Gain of 11, 1st and 10 at the 26, a First Choice America first down. There goes Boucher at the 20. Flag flies at the 15, and Boucher is not out of bounds, tackled near that out of bounds line far side, near the 10. We'll wait to see who the guilty party is as the flag flies.
We got a holding call coming from Sam Jones. We don't know who it's on.
8:01 left, first quarter. Sam Jones and company discuss the guilty party. Toronto got the football to start the game. Mason Marchbank, a 5-yard reception. Cam Baker, a 48-yard run, and then an interception. A holding call as Jones signals against the Red Knights will back things up. Steubenville Central went 3 and out, and now our third offensive possession of the game is the second for Toronto. Back at the 35-yard line. First down and 19. A pistol look for Russ Dickinson in the Red Knights offense. Dickinson, again, 1,496 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Bad snap. He's got to pick it up, and he is tackled quickly and hard. Braden Roush, the leading tackler on this Steubenville Central squad. 111 of them coming into the ball game. That helps on first and long. It makes it second and longer.
It sure does. You know, you're in 4-down territory. Now, we're not sure you're in 4-down territory. It's going to be a difficult 4 downs.
A loss of 7. Back to the 42. A second down. 26.
And after the holding call and then the bad snap, they got a bunch.
Dickinson will throw. 2 receivers to the near side of the field. They throw it far, and the pass is caught. Cam Baker open in that far side window. A good throw by Dickinson.
Sure
and
was.
Baker secures the catch and gets down near the 20-yard line for a gain of near 20 yards.
If you know, I don't know if we'll see it again, but he comes out of the backfield. Just sort of, we're going to see the replay. Just you'll see him run kind of a wheel route on the outside, and he hits that soft area between the outside and the safety back there.
A gain of exactly 20. Baker now 68 yards from scrimmage in this game, 48 on one run, 20 on that pass. Makes it 3rd down and 6 at the 22. Empty set. Dickinson. Big rush. Got to throw it. He does. Pass is caught. That's Nolan Dickinson, brother to brother, inside the 15 and down near the 10-yard line where he is tackled. That'll bring up a first down and goal. Tackled late. The Toronto faithful wanted a late hit out of bounds, but no flag as far as I can see. But nonetheless, that'll bring up a first down and goal.
They've covered a lot of ground here in those 3 downs. And nice pass out of the backfield. Ran a flood route, a deep, a middle, and then the underneath route, which they threw.
Clock will run. The football is placed out of bounds at the 6. A gain of 16. First down and goal. Russ to Nolan. And Boucher will keep 10-5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Red Knights. Dom Boucher, his 13th touchdown of the season, 5th on the rush. And the Red Knights, despite turning the ball over on the first possession of the game, they score first.
They look good these last 3-4 plays. You know, after the bad snap, the holding call, they regathered themselves, marched right down the field, throwing it and running it.
The replay presented by Ohio Valley Honda. Boucher just keeps and catches that edge, and he is in. Coming into the ballgame with 548 receiving yards, 672 rushing yards, 8 receiving touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns. The Red Knights will go for 2. Boucher will try to throw it. He's got to keep it. He fights off one man and pounds his way into the end zone. That is a 2-point conversion, and the Red Knights lead it 8-0. 6:08 left in this first quarter. There it is on your WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital scoreboard. We're going to take a break right here on the Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals, live on Comet. Well, Russ Dickinson, we learned during the break, has just broke the single-season passing record as far as yardage goes in Toronto Red Knight school history. Had 1,496 coming into the ballgame, up over 1,500 yards now, and it only took him 6.5 games to do it. Of course, starting for the injured Zeb Kinsey, who was out for the year, got hurt in that game against Weir High that we broadcasted to you earlier in the season. And, you know, when you turn to a backup quarterback, you hope for the best, and if your backup quarterback breaks the single-season passing record, that's pretty darn good.
You've got the best.
Kickoff here, it will go near the out-of-bounds side at the 10, taken by Fallon, shake and bake at the 15-20. B.J. Fallon up near the 30, and that's where Steubenville's 3-yard line, and Central will go to work down 8-0 after that team mobile unit kickoff. Toronto's drive goes 6 plays, 37 yards. It takes 2 minutes and 29 seconds off the clock, capped off by Don Boucher's 6-yard touchdown tote, and he kept it in for 2 as well. So 8-0 the score. Drive starts at 5:59 left in this first quarter. 1st and 10 at their own 34. Tyler Iolenti, the quarterback keeper. Good yardage on 1st and 10 on a First Choice America 1st and 10. Iolenti, 845 rushing yards coming into this ballgame. 12 rushing scores. That's dual threat.
We're getting from Steubenville Central what we expected. That power type offense, a tackle to tackle offense, control the clock, keep the ball away from Toronto, move the sticks, get first downs, be methodical, and get down the field.
Eric Meek in his 2nd season at the helm, the former head coach at Toronto, 2 stints here in the Gem City. First from 93 to 94, and then from 2010 to 2017. 2nd down and 4. Fallon will keep, and he will try to move it past that line of scrimmage. He does by a couple of yards. 2nd and 4 becomes 3rd and a long 2. They mark him down at the 43, actually, so it'll be 3rd down and 1. Situations that Steubenville Central finds themselves in and game out. Ground and pound, you'll see it from this Crusader offense.
They're never in a big hurry to get to the line of scrimmage. They use the clock, very methodical.
Play clock at 6. Iolenti. Nope, that'll be a quarterback or direct snap rather to Tommy Purgie, and Purgie gets up to midfield. A new set of sticks, needed 1, got 7.
There you go.
Purgie on the season, 60 carries, 570 yards, 6 touchdowns for the junior tailback for Eric Meek's club. New set of sticks on your Ohio Valley Honda replay. It's a hard run and a quick run.
Yeah, it's just an inside power game. Set both lead backs, a direct snap to him, and blocked out, and lead the 2 backs through.
First down of the game for the Crusaders. Another direct snap. This time it's to B.J. Fallon, and this time the Red Knights defense standing tall. Hit right at the line of scrimmage. The first man to him, Heath Thomas. 28 tackles, 3 tackles for loss on the season. A gain of 1. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Toronto has a little bit of a size advantage. If you're going to run that power game at them, I expect them to start, just closing their defense down inside. Maybe play some man-to-man on the outside receivers.
Gain of 1, 2nd down 9 from the 49. 3:30 and ticking here on this first quarter clock. On your Borders and Borders scoreboard, you see it, 8-0 Toronto. Twin protectors for Iolenti in the gun. He will throw, and now he will keep, finding a gap and gaining up to about the 44.5-yard line. Iolenti keeps 9. It becomes a 3rd and middle distance for the Crusaders. Russ Dickinson, the 2nd leading tackler, in addition to being the quarterback and now the record holder for single-season passing yards. They'll bring up a 3rd down and 5.
Brings up 3rd down and 5 on the Red Knights 45-yard line.
Dickinson, an impressive stat line on defense as well. The junior linebacker, 9 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, an interception, and 2 fumble recoveries. 3rd down and 5. Tommy Purgie, the lone setback. He takes the snap. He will run into that hard front at Toronto and get a minimal gain to about the 44. Looked like Don Boucher, the first one to him. The 5th leading tackler on this team. Spencer Board involved in the tackle as well.
Looks like Steubenville Central is going to leave their offense on the field.
On a 4th down and 4.
I'm not sure if they're going to run the ball or just try to draw Toronto off sides.
The play clock at 12 as the Crusaders, dressed in white, come to the line. And they're going to snap it, and Iolenti's going to keep, and he does not have enough for the 1st down, or does he? Did a second effort get him there? Did a second effort get him there? We will wait to see. And they will measure. In the meantime, while they measure, we will take a timeout. 8-0 on your WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital scoreboard. He is short. Toronto ball when we come back. Eight to nothing on your WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Steubenville Central on a 4th down and 4 was stopped short. Check it out in your Ohio Valley Honda instant replay. Iolenti, the quarterback, taking the direct snap, and credit to that Toronto defense. First man to him looked like Drake Boucher, the 3rd leading tackler on the team, and he was stopped about a yard and a half short, Coach.
Yep.
And that'll bring up a 1st down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Shotgun look for the Red Knights. And Boucher lining up at quarterback for the Red Knights. Dom Boucher will fake the pass. He will keep, and there he goes with a burst of speed up to midfield. The lead stick is the Central 49-yard line, so a gain of about 9 on 1st down and 10. It's a hard run.
Yeah, I mean, he sent a man in motion, looked like he was going to turn and throw flat to him, and pulled the football back down. So it would be a quarterback draw. A lot of lead blockers up in front of him.
He's Tony Filberto. I'm Jack Hillgrove, joining you live on Comet, also the WTOV News 9 Facebook page and online at WTOV9.com. 5 receivers on the field for Josh Frankie's Red Knights. Big rush on 2nd and 1. Dickinson is hit. The ball comes out. But the referee, Sam Jones, signals incomplete pass. Credit, though, to Peyton Roush. Wrapped him up and brought him down, but the arm of Russ Dickinson was moving forward, signaling an incomplete pass and a 3rd down and 1.
And that was a close one, and I'm sure on the other side of the field they're going to say it's a fumble, but that's the referee's call.
And flying in there, the white hat Sam Jones signaling incomplete right away. We'll check it out on the Ohio Valley Honda replay. See if the arm was indeed moving forward. Roush. Oh, yeah. I think it might have thrown people off because it hit his foot.
Foot and kicked backwards, yes.
But that arm was definitely moving forward.
And we're fortunate we get a second look at it.
Yes, we are. 3rd down and 1. Mason Marchbank with it. He's deep in his own territory, and he's brought down for a loss. Great tackle there from Tyler Iolenti, the 3rd leading tackler for Eric Meek's Crusaders. Good pursuit from the Catholic Central defense. Brings up a 4th down.
They may stay on the field with their offense. They get that big physical offensive line. They may just shorten the splits and go straight at them. A 3-back set, wishbone. We haven't seen a wishbone in a long time.
A lot of formations in this Red Knight offense. 4th down and 1, the handoff.
And it's going to be close.
It is going to be close. Tommy Purgey thinks it's Catholic Central ball.
I do too.
Great job there by the guy that hit Dickinson on the incomplete pass. Peyton Roush. All over the play. And I believe they're going to call in the sticks here to measure, and they will. We will wait to see. Or did they signal Central ball? They did. It is Central football. Check it out on your replay and check out number 72.
They ran the power out of the wishbone, and boy, got some backside chase out of it. They fought through it. Number 72, Peyton Roush, and caught it from behind.
Roush, an impressive defensive stat line. The senior at 6'2", 220. The tackle, 64 tackles on the season, 8 sacks, and a fumble recovery. From midfield, 1st down and 10, they will run. Tommy Purgey will fight for yardage, and there go the Red Knights driving him backwards. And the play is whistled dead. Cam Baker, the first to him, number 5 on your screen. 12 seconds and ticking in this first quarter, and that should bring up the end of quarter number 1 as the Crusaders walk back to the far sideline, and that will do it for the end of this quarter. 1 down, 3 to go. Toronto 8, Steubenville Central nothing. It'll be a 2nd down and 10 from midfield when we return right here on the Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals live on Comet.
The Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals on Comet is sponsored by Mr. Rooter, Weirton Medical Center, Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 495, D. Felice Brothers Pizza. Back here at Clara Cankle Field, the score as we get set for quarter number 2, the Red Knights 8,
The Catholic Central Crusaders nothing. Jack Hillgrove in the booth alongside Tony Filberto and the rest of our hard-working crew. Out and about, spread out through the Red Knights Athletic Complex here in Toronto. Second down and 10 from midfield. No gain on 1st and 10 before the end of the first quarter. Central quarterback Tyler Iolenti will keep and plunge it forward for a couple, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 or 9.
They've been in that power set the entire game. I'm sure they're going to throw the football at this point. They're not going to put themselves in a 4th and long. I couldn't imagine.
3rd down and 8 from the 48. A gain of 2 for the senior quarterback, Iolenti. Purgie at the top of your screen, split out wide. Fallon not on the field. That's the fullback, Timmy Mahalio. Actually, Fallon is in the game. He's behind Iolenti, who throws. Got a man. The pass is too far for the wide receiver, sophomore Matthew Sprocki. 6 receptions, 104 yards, and a touchdown on the season. And that'll bring up a 4th down and 8 for the Crusaders.
Ran a nice route, did get himself open, just slightly overthrown.
Dominic Boucher in on the coverage for the Red Knights.
Dominic Boucher will stand back at his own 25-yard line. Another look at it here on the Ohio Valley Honda instant replay. Rather, the Team Wellsburg instant replay. Just a little too far the mark for the sophomore Sprocki. The senior bolster will punt it away. He's our DeFelice Brothers Pizza Scholar Athlete of the Week. You'll be able to catch that story if you missed it at 5:30 on the Wendy's Halftime Show with Dylan Cleland. And a whistle and a flag, a procedure call against the Crusaders will back them up 5 yards. So it'll make it 4th down and 13 from the 47-yard line. From the 48 of the Red Knights back to the 47 of the Crusaders. Boucher back at his own 10. The heel's actually on the 11-yard line. Bolster's got a leg. This one away, and a spiral kick going out of bounds and way out of bounds. Off the field of play. We'll see where the officials mark this one. It will be placed at the 30-yard line of the Red Knights, and that is where Toronto will go to work for its 4th offensive possession of the game. A Mr. Reuter 1st down and 10 for the homestanding Red Knights. 8-1, currently 6th in Ohio Division 7, Region 25. Undefeated since it lost its starting quarterback and 3-star in the class of 2025. The 46th best quarterback in the country in that class, Zeb Kinsey. In comes Russ Dickinson, handing off to Cam Baker, and there he goes. Baker 40, Baker 25. In the secondary, making a man miss, and Baker is brought down inside the 10-yard line. Cam Baker, a big run for the senior tailback, deep into Central Territory and deep into the Dutchman Deck's red zone.
Very nice design play. He faked the pass and handed the ball on it like an inside trap, coming back the other way, a counter action. A lot of speed. We'll see the replay here. You see he fakes it, ball back down inside. A lot of lead blockers, a lot of good speed on both football teams here. Became a foot race.
Down to the 9-yard line. 1st down and goal. And Toronto screaming for a timeout. They do call one. The Red Knights' first charge timeout of the half.
Looked like there was some mix-up on the field. Everybody wasn't quite sure what they were doing at that point. A good call on the coaching staff to call a timeout at that time.
Catch everything high school football on the Weirton Medical Center Sports Friday. We bring you all the highlights right to you with the most comprehensive coverage in the Ohio Valley. We're at every big game every week, no matter where they are, with all the touchdowns, all the picks, all the hits, and all the excitement. The WMC Sports Friday every Friday night at 11:10 on wtov9 and 10:30 on Fox 9. $10-12 left in this second quarter of play. Baker from the 30-yard line took it to the 9-yard line of the Crusaders. 61-yard scamper. First down and goal. Russ Dickinson by himself, empty set, calling a man in. Now it turns into a pistol formation. Baker behind Dickinson. Boucher in motion. They hand it to Baker, and there he goes. Baker is near the goal line, and he is stood up in a second effort, trying to push him towards the plane, and he still will be short. Good job there, Braden Roush in on the tackle, the first man to hit Baker. A gain of 8 nonetheless, second down and 1.
A lot of speed in this backfield of Toronto, a lot of quickness inside.
Some trickeration here. Uh-oh, they're going to keep it, and the ball's out at the end of the play. No whistle. That's a fumble, and the Crusaders pounce on it. The Crusaders have the football. A trick play on second down and goal from the 1. Dickinson pretended like he was communicating with the offensive line. A snap, and then a handoff to Nathan Liddick, the senior, who tried to bounce it to the outside. He fumbled, and it's Steubenville Central football as the Crusaders have it.
Second and short at the goal, and tried to go to the perimeter, and it just didn't work out for them.
And Sam Jones and company want to talk about this one. It looked like a late circumstance for the football to come out, but there was no whistle, which means it's a live play, and the Crusaders pounce on it. We'll see if we can't get you a look at the Ohio Valley Honda replay, or rather the Team Wellsburg replay in a moment. 9:24 left in the second quarter, second down and goal from the 1-yard line. As Nathan Liddick tried to bounce it to the outside. And it is Central football. Steubenville Central football, the Team Wellsburg replay. Look at it. Cam Baker, the direct snap. Nathan Liddick with the football. Tyler Iolenti wrapped him up. The football is on its way out.
Definitely out.
Definitely out. Iolenti stripped. And one of his buddies coming in to recover it, I believe. That was number 52, Braden Roush. And for Roush, that's his second fumble recovery of the season. So now from the 11. 9:23 left in this second quarter. Steubenville Central football, a Mr. Reuter first down. Toronto's second turnover of this first half.
Toronto's lost 2 scoring opportunities. The interception down at about the 14-yard line, and then the fumble here when they were close to the goal line. They're keeping Steubenville Central in this football game.
You see Iolenti communicating with his teammates. The play call, a gain of 4 up to the 15-yard line of the Crusaders. Second down and 6. Power look. Iolenti will keep. And a good job there by that Toronto defensive front. Cade Benton, I believe, the first one to him. Spencer Board, number 18, coming from the backside to help. And that'll bring up a third down and middle distance for the Crusaders.
It's a game plan going in. We're going to run power football. We're going to control the clock. We're going to get first downs. We're going to work for first downs, keep working yardage down the field. And so far, it seems to be working for Steubenville Central.
Iolenti, the senior quarterback, 471 passing yards, 845 rushing yards coming in, 17 total touchdowns through 9 games. A play clock down to 3, play clock down to 2. They get the snap off. They roll it near side, 3rd and 4. Iolenti pumps, keeps, and he is brought down. Charging from that backside for the Red Knights. Believe that was Russ Dickinson. It was. Number 6, the junior linebacker, makes the tackle. That'll bring up a 4th down and 2. From the 19. And for the second time, we'll check it out on the Team Wellsburg replay. For the second time after a turnover, Central can't manufacture really any offense. They'll have to punt it away. Bolster will punt it for the third time tonight. Boucher, Dominic at the 49-yard line, and that's a big punt. Bolster, this one bounces near Boucher at the 45. He picks it up, and there he goes into Central Territory at the 48, where he is brought down on the play by a couple of Crusaders, including junior Jimmy Hernan, at 7:04 left, second quarter. 8-0 still on your WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital scoreboard. Toronto Red Knight football from the Central 48-yard line after the break. 7:04 left in this second quarter of play. Toronto 8, Steubenville Central nothing. Thank you for joining us. Toronto scored on a 6-play, 37-yard drive with 6:08 left in the first quarter. A Dom Boucher 6-yard rush plus a 2-point conversion, and that's all the action we have in this one. A couple of turnovers, each team turning it over on downs once. Toronto an interception and a fumble. So some fireworks, just not offensive ones in the early going of this one. Cam Baker, 2 long runs coming near side towards the 40. And the clock will continue to run as Baker gains to the 41-yard, or the 39-yard line, I should say. First down and 10 from the 48. Now turns to second down 1 from the Central 39. Baker's got to be near 100 yards already.
Sure does. It's a nice run. He had his lead blockers out in front of him, outside power play, and picked up 9 yards. Let's see if Toronto goes straight after him and tries to get a new set of downs.
4-man front for the Crusaders. Shotgun look for the Red Knights. A whistle and a snap, but the timeout signaled for by the Red Knights before the snap. So a whistle and a timeout. Second charge timeout of the first half for the Red Knights of Toronto. The Crusaders still with all of their timeouts. WTOV9 and Respecs teaming up for the WTOV9 Tailgate Tour. You can scan that QR code to win the ultimate tailgate prize, and you can watch for tailgate recipes tonight during the game. If you're joining us on Facebook, hello. If you're joining us online, hello. And guess what? If you're joining us on comment, hello to you as well. 6:20 left in this first quarter, or second quarter play, first half, as the Red Knights lead it by a score of 8-0. The Crusaders 9-0. The Red Knights 8-1. Second down and 1. Toronto's lone loss came back on September the 1st against Weir High, 23-12. A direct snap to Dom Boucher. He has space. Faked the pass and kept it inside the 35-yard line. Good enough for a Red Knight first down.
They're definitely in 4-down territory now. Gives them a little breathing room and some flexibility in that offense. Quarterback draw.
First choice, Mr. Reuter first down, a throw towards the end zone. Incomplete, but a flag flies at the end of the play. The pass intended for Aiden Philby, number 1 of the Red Knights, the junior receiver. Try to track that one down, but some laundry on the field, and it looks like this one will go against the Crusaders.
Yeah, I thought that was a good choice by the defender of Steubenville Central. I know he got an interference call, but it may have been a touchdown if he didn't interfere.
You know, if you're going to throw that deep ball.
15-yard penalty to the 30, or the 8, rather, the 18. It was at the 39 out of the 18-yard line. First down and 10.
He's 2 steps for sure.
5:43 left here in this second quarter. Pistol look for the Red Knights. Another motion play and a fake to the jet man and a handoff to Baker. Baker at the 10 and out of bounds inside the 10-yard line before he's brought down on the play by B.J. Fallon. Cam Baker has been the star of this first half for the Red Knights offense. Gain of 12 to the 6. First down and goal.
Picks up enough yardage for another Toronto.
Yeah, they've just been so effective running this football. I expect them to go just go straight at, with the size advantage, go straight at Steubenville Central.
First and goal from the 5. Another flag flies as the handoff goes to Baker. He is in for the Red Knights Discovery Jewelers touchdown. But
chop block.
Yep, this one will be coming back.
He called a chop block.
Block below the belt. And that'll back things up to the 20-yard line, I believe. Oh, no, past the 20-yard line, actually to about the 24. Still first down and goal, but from the 24-yard line. So a 15-yard infraction against the Red Knights and a whistle from referee Sam Jones. And I think they're going to discuss why the ball is placed where it is.
Right.
I don't know where we were at, but I thought it was the 6-yard line.
The ball is at the 6. You add 15 to that. That should be to the 21. And is my math correct? Yeah.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
But they're going to put it at the 20.
Sure. Still a lengthy first and goal
Sure.
for the Red Knights. Actually, you know what? I think they changed it on the scoreboard to where the ball originally was at the 5. And that's how you get 15. We're not mathematicians here. Neither is Cam Baker. He's trying to get them all back on one play. First down and goal from the 20. And a good gain on first and goal, very long. Gets 10 back to make it second down and goal from the 10-yard line.
25, Timmy Mahalia. And number 52, Braden Rouse, both in on the socks. Brings up second and goal.
You see the replay here. Just inside isolation, pulled that guard, step him up through, straight ahead.
Dickinson takes the shotgun snap. He'll hand it off. That is Dom Boucher with patience, with speed, with power into the end zone for the Red Knights. Touchdown, Toronto. Dom Boucher's second rushing touchdown of the game puts the home team up 2 scores. A Discovery Jewelers 10-yard touchdown totes.
Just, it's that outside stretch play, pulling those 2 linemen. Just got so many big bodies out in front of him. Gets an easy path into the end zone.
15-0 on your Bordis and Bordis scorebar with an extra point. 16 with a 2-point conversion. Right now, it's 14-zip, and they will go for 2. The pass is too high as Dickinson from the shotgun looked for Aiden Philby, and it was incomplete. So 14-0 the score stays after the 10-yard touchdown run from Dom Boucher. Central football when we come back. 14-0 the Red Knights lead after a Dom Boucher 10-yard touchdown run. The 2-point conversion no good. The Red Knights march 6 plays, 48 yards, 2 minutes and 24 seconds off of the second quarter clock. And they will kick it deep to the Central Crusaders in a moment. Jack Hillgrove and Tony Filberto on the call, live on Comet, live on Facebook, live online at wtov9.com. A team mobile unit kickoff for the Red Knights. And a little trickeration kick. Ball bounces once. The Crusaders have to fall on it, and they do. Timmy Mahalio pouncing on it. The kicker for the Red Knights, I believe that's Brody Winters, went to kick it, and then one of his linemen, I believe Landon Jaworski, was the one that gave it the pooch boot. Threw the Crusaders off guard, and fortunately for them, they were able to hang on to the football.
Yeah, what they're looking for is the open spot in the receiving team. They kicked the football there, did a nice job. Central was just able to get to the football.
Ball be placed at the 29-yard line. Iolenti and company will throw. He has time, and now he'll tuck it and keep it. past the 30 and tackled on the play by the youngest Boucher, Drake, the freshman at 5'10", 182. Third on Josh Frankie's club in tackles. Gain of 5, second down and 5.
Yeah, I think the Steubenville Central will probably come to their open formations a little more. They probably won't get away from that run game, but they're going to make you defend some wideouts also.
Coming up at the half, the Wendy's halftime show with our man Dylan Cleland, diligently getting ready back in Studio 9 for several other highlights across the Ohio Valley this week 10 of Ohio high school football, week number 9 in West Virginia. Second down and 5. A handoff, and being brought back is no handoff. Iolenti keeps for a minimal gain, if anything. So, as we look at it on the Team Wellsburg replay, yep, he fakes the handoff and keeps it for himself. No gain, third down and 5. As I was saying, different are the two states despite being so close to one another. This is the last week in the regular season for Ohio. Next week is the first round of the playoffs. West Virginia still has 2 more weeks of the regular season. They started a week after Ohio, back on the 25th of August, and West Virginia also has an open week in their schedule. So that's an 11-week regular season. Ohio's is 10 straight. Third down and 5. B.J. Fallon tries for the outside, and he is brought down. Russ Dickinson closing off the edge and bringing up a fourth down and 3 for the Crusaders. And a whistle and a timeout by the Red Knights. So they call a timeout, 2:56 left in this second quarter. Fourth down and 3. It looks like the Crusaders will punt it away.
And that's a good call on Toronto's part. Give them a little extra time here after the punt, possibly get down and score before the half.
Friday Night Rivals next week will feature the Brook Bruins, the Weir High Red Riders. The game will air live at 7 p.m. Comet next Friday night. Some implications in that one as well. Brook trying to claw its way back into the 3A playoffs in West Virginia. They're on the outside looking in, and I believe the Bruins are down big, 40-0 against Wheeling Park. 2:54 left in the second quarter. That coming in just now. Weir High in action tonight as well. Hunter Mazingo back on the sideline for that game. He was with us last week. And for you, Coach, for Weir High to be able to win that game, they're already in the top 8 in West Virginia Class 2A, but you play a 3A team, that's major points to bump them up.
It may kick them into the top 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in 22 of those games, the Weir Brook game. How exciting. Forget the playoffs. It was an exciting football game, even without the playoffs.
Gain of 1 on that play before the timeout. Fourth down and 4 from the 35. Daniel Bolster will punt it away for the 4th time tonight. Bolster puts a right leg into this one, and it's a good one, angling towards the far sideline and out of bounds near the 30. And it'll be placed actually inside the 30-yard line. A very good punt from Bolster at the 20. Oh, nope, I lied. 30-yard line. It looked like he stopped at like the 27.
It didn't look that.
And then he kept going.
Then he moved him up.
So about the 30-31-yard line, that's where Toronto will take over. 2:50 left in this second quarter of play. Last week, the Red Knights coming off of a 54-20 win against Caldwell. Steubenville Central, a 44-20 win on the road against Connaughton Valley. The all-time series, Steubenville Catholic Central leads it over Toronto 32-16 with one tie back in 1977. And that's a fortunate play for the Crusaders. Tackling him hard in the backfield, number 72, Peyton Roush, but a tough exchange on the snap between Cale Chasson and Russ Dickinson. A loss on the play for the Red Knights. Back at the 26-yard line, a loss of 5.
Looks like just a bit of mishandling of the snap and a lot of penetration from Steubenville Central.
They give the Crusaders defense credit. I mean, that snap was handled cleanly. I'm not sure Toronto gains much. Big rush here on second down and 16. The screen pass is tipped. Is it intercepted? No, incomplete. A big rush on the play by Peyton Roush. Forced Dickinson to get rid of it quickly. Diving for it was Tyler Iolenti. And Noah Huff, I think that was actually Noah Huff. Regardless, they thought he caught it clean. Let's check it out.
Boy, they're
Team
pleading their
Wellsburg replay.
case. Let's see it.
Big rush from Roush. Throw is tipped by 2 Red Knights. Oh my goodness, he did catch that.
Unless he dropped it on the ground there.
Yeah, it did come out at the end.
It came out at when he hit the ground.
Came out at the end of the play. Number 15, Noah Huff, the senior, couldn't secure it. Nonetheless, it's the 3rd down and 15 from the 26-yard line. They're going to roll it. Don Boucher tries to get out of there. He does not. Peyton Roush has been all over the Red Knights this series. A minimal gain. It brings up a 4th down and long, and the Red Knights will have to punt. Roush, the senior, at 6'2", 228 sacks coming into the game. A fumble recovery, 2nd on the team in tackles, and he has been a menace on that defensive line for the Crusaders. Gain of actually 1. 4th down and 14 at the 27. Toronto will punt. High snap. Philby brings it down, gets a right leg at it. Tommy Pergy catches it clean at the 43-yard line. Trying to break a tackle, but a good job there by the Red Knights special teamers. Making the tackle on the play for the Red Knights is Brady Thayer, the sophomore on special teams. Making it happen, and Steubenville Catholic Central will take over. 1:16 left in half, number 1. Big noon Saturday, kicking off a day of college football on Fox. Penn State, number 7 in the country, traveling to Columbus to take on the 3rd-ranked Buckeyes, only on Fox 9 at noon tomorrow. Then, as the college football Saturday continues at 4 o'clock on Fox 9, a battle in Texas as Houston takes on the Longhorns. And then in prime time on Fox, Utah plays USC tomorrow night at 8 p.m. 4th down and 14 turns into 1st and 10 at the 44. Open space there for Matthew Sprockeye, and that gets some life onto the Catholic Central sideline as the sophomore Sprockeye bursts into the open field on 1st down and 10 from the 44 into Toronto territory.
A real nice play action slip screen, brought it clear across the field. Had some running room on the near sideline here. We're going to see the play again. Slip screen coming underneath those defenders of Toronto. Good blocks on the perimeter.
Gain of 15 into Toronto territory. 1st down and 10. $1:07 left in this half. Number 1. Shotgun look for the Crusaders. Ialenti throws it near side, passes high, but it's hauled in. There goes P.J. Fallon at the 30, sidesteps a man, and he's tackled at the 25-yard line. Another good gain for the Central Crusaders. And deeper into Toronto territory.
They have almost a minute of time left in the half, plenty of time. They have some timeouts, plenty of clock for them to get the ball in the end zone.
All 3 timeouts left for the Crusaders. Toronto, none left. 45 seconds, that clock ticking. Slot to the wide side left. Ialenti. Quick throw. Pass is intercepted. Picked off. Heath Thomas. There he goes for the Red Knights. Heath Thomas, the sophomore defensive lineman, up near midfield, halting the Crusaders' offensive momentum. And now just like that, with 33 seconds left, Toronto's got a chance to add some points to the board.
Sure do. He's a big kid, 6'3", 228. Had pretty good speed.
Rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling. Heath Thomas on your Team Wellsburg replay.
He put it past midfield, though.
A quick throw.
Did a nice job.
And look at that, downhill running.
And he'll be pleading to be a fullback next week.
Yeah, he will. He's going to look at that replay, that Team Wellsburg replay. He's going to take it into Coach Frankie's office on Monday.
I want to start carrying the ball.
Yes, sir. And Coach Frankie...
Probably going to tell him no.
Yeah, probably going to tell him no. 33 seconds left. Dickinson's going to air it out. Has nobody. Overthrew that last Catholic Central defender in Jimmy Hernan by at least 10 yards. 28 seconds left. The clock stops. Toronto, no timeouts. Catholic Central all 3, but no sense in using them if you're Eric Meek.
Dickinson's pass falls incomplete, brings up 2nd down for the Red Knights.
That's the 3rd turnover of the game for both teams in this one. A fumble and an interception for Toronto and an interception for Catholic Central. Let's see what the Red Knights cook up here. 28 seconds. Double reverse from Baker to Boucher. who bounces it outside. There he goes. Boucher at the 30 and out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Don Boucher, you get him into open space and he can make it happen.
He's got a lot of speed. They ran an inside counter, almost looked like a double reverse, and put him back on this near sideline.
22 seconds left. The clock stops.
We're going to see the replay. Hand it back inside. Good blocking up inside.
Would that be considered a forward pass?
It was. So if he fumbled it, it wouldn't have been a fumble. It'd have been an incomplete pass.
Gain to the 27. First down and 10. Dickinson. Pass. And he is hit and incomplete. Baker threw the pass. Russ Dickinson tried to catch it.
A lot of trickery in this
I was going
game.
to say, a lot of trick plays for Josh Frankie and the Red Knights in this one. It brings up an incomplete play and a second down and 10 from the 27 as the clock stops with 16 ticks. The play clock at 16. The Red Knights have to hurry to the line, and they do. They get the signal from their head coach, Frankie. Play clock at 7. Play clock at 5. Dickinson takes the snap from Cale Chasson. Big rush, throws the passes wide of the junior tight end, Mason Marchbank, the leading receiver on this Red Knights squad coming in. 25 receptions for 550 yards and 8 touchdowns. Brings up a third down and 10 and 11 seconds left.
What can happen in 11 seconds?
Oh, it can.
If you watched the West Virginia game last week, for sure you know a lot can happen in 11, 12 seconds.
My heart went out to the Mountaineer faithful
boy.
in that one. I was pulling for the Mountaineers for sure. I'm not the biggest Dana Holgerson fan. And I was hoping that they'd be able to get that win down there. Man, that was, to your point, a lot can happen. 10 seconds, snap is back. Dickinson's got an open man. There is Baker. Baker bouncing off of his own teammates, trying to bounce off some other Crusaders. Clock stops at 1. 1 second. The clock does stop for a first down. Toronto doesn't have any timeouts, so they have to get to the line here because if they try to spike it, the clock will run, but there is a flag on the far side of the field at the 30. Will the clock adjust too? Nope, it'll run, and that'll be the end of quarter number 2. So that clock runs as everybody gets set. 1 second, not enough time. So that'll bring up the halftime here in the Gem City. The Red Knights at home leading at 14-0 thanks to 2 Don Boucher touchdowns and a lot of rushing yards from that guy. Number 5, Cam Baker. A break and the Wendy's halftime show with Dylan Cleveland back inside Studio 9 is next.
This is the Wendy's Halftime Report.
Now it's time to meet our DeFelice Brothers Pizza Scholar Athlete of the Week. Jack Hillgrove has the story from Jefferson County.
When Eric Meek took the job at Steubenville Central and met the football team for the first time, he went home with high praise for this week's Scholar Athlete, senior Daniel Bolster.
I went home and told my wife, I said, I met this young man that's a junior in high school. He talks like he's a president of the United States. And I told his parents that when I met them.
Bolster is a 5-sport athlete at Central with a 4.0 GPA. Having to balance all of those athletics with academics is tough, but Bolster says it comes very naturally.
I've always been the type to be energetic and try to be as involved as possible, and it brings me a lot of joy to do that, and it's a lot of fun. So the balancing kind of comes naturally to me.
And don't think he spreads himself too thin. Those that have surrounded themselves with Daniel notice his success in the class and on the field.
He also does many things. He plays 3 sports in the fall. He plays football, soccer, and cross country. So he does a great job, and he's an outstanding kicker and punter for us.
After high school, Daniel wants to pursue a career in mechanical engineering at nearby Franciscan University, following in the footsteps of his dad and brothers who are also engineers. But before he graduates, Daniel has some things left in the halls at Central he wants to do.
Just continuing to grow as a person, spiritually especially, and just growing, spending the last moments I have with all these people to make the most of them.
Steubenville Central senior Daniel Bolster, the DeFelice Brothers Pizza Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Daniel and the Crusaders looking to see if they can get something going here in the second half. 14-0 Toronto with the lead at halftime.
The Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals on Comet is sponsored by Bordas and Bordas, WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital, WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital, and Wendy's.
Set for half number 2 at Clark Hinkle Field in the Gem City. Toronto 14, Steubenville Catholic Central nothing. Jack Hillgrove, Tony Filberto with you on the call. Up in the booth and our hardworking WTOV9 production crew. Happy to be bringing you this Week 10 rivalry matchup between the Central Crusaders and the Toronto Red Knights. A T-Mobile unit kickoff for Toronto to Steubenville Central. The Crusaders won the coin toss, elected to defer their option to this half, and they will get the football to start this third quarter. Kickoff towards the 25-yard line, taken by B.J. Fallon, who takes it past the 30 and trips and is brought down just shy of the 35-yard line, as that is where the Crusaders will go to work to start this third quarter. Steubenville Central coach has shown some sparks offensively. They just haven't really been able to put it together.
I agree. They've done some things. They've run the ball with some success, but not with great consistency there that they want. And then again, Toronto's left some points on the field. I think they missed 2 scoring opportunities.
Tyler Ialentai, the senior quarterback, tosses to the junior tailback, Tommy Pergy, who will take it to about the 40-yard line before he goes out of bounds in friendly confines on that visitor's sideline. 2 touchdowns in the first half for Dom Boucher for the Red Knights. He has 60 yards on the ground in those 2 scores. An interesting sort of development here as we start this third quarter. Cam Baker, who is leading the way, rushing for the Red Knights, 150 yards on the ground in that first half with a ton of big runs, is undressed on the sideline out of his football clothes and street clothes and being attended to by the Toronto training staff. So that is definitely something to keep an eye on. Second down and 7 from the 38-yard line for the Crusaders, and they run into stiff resistance. That Toronto defensive front of Benton, Board, and Thomas bring them a third down.
Yeah, they were in the inside power there, and it looked like they were stopped at the line of scrimmage. A lot of push. End up gaining 3-4 yards. Makes it third and very manageable.
Third down and 3 on Crusaders 42-yard line.
From the 42, a gain of 4. Third down and 3. Second effort gets the Crusaders 4 yards. And a power look here for Steubenville Central. Ialentai takes the shotgun snap and will carry it and will be hit shy of the first down marker at the 45-yard line. The Red Knights bring down Ialentai.
Number 4, Drake Boucher.
About 2 yards shy of the stick. Drake Boucher on the stop for Toronto, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 2 from the 43-yard line. And it looks like Daniel Bolster will be on to punt for Central. Punted 4 times in the first half. Bolster takes the snap. And
he had a good one.
Yes, it is. End over end at the 20. Boucher takes it. Comes near side at the 30. Dom Boucher takes on a defender at the 35-yard line. Tommy Pergy brought him down. And the Red Knights will take over. 10-12 left third quarter. Up by 2 scores and will start at the Central 35-yard line. Actually at their own 35, I should say. Up 36.
First and 10 Red Knights from their own 36-yard line.
If there's a look at Cam Baker on the sideline, not on the field for Toronto. Again, being attended to by that Toronto training staff. Dickinson takes the snap. He'll hand it off, and quick to the ball carrier goes Brendan or rather Peyton Roush, number 72. Roush was all over the field on the defensive line for Central in the first half. And continuing here in half number 2, a loss of 3 on the play. Check it out on the Ohio Valley.
He's done a really nice job. Great technique there. Doesn't get deep penetration. Fights down the line of scrimmage. Makes a tackle.
Back at the 33-yard line. 2nd down and 13. Roush making the stop. Dom Boucher, the ball carrier. Now his brother Drake was halted for a loss of 3. Dom gets it back and then some. Using patience, using speed up out of bounds near midfield at the 49-yard line, and it'll move the chains for the Red Knights, a gain of 16 yards.
Very patient in his run, let his blockers get out in front of him. I thought he did a nice job.
And Drake will carry it again. Drake Boucher breaking tackles, and there goes Drake Boucher to the 40-yard line where he is brought down. And another hard run by Boucher. This time it's the younger one, and that should move the sticks as well, and it does.
It looks like Toronto talked at halftime. Yeah, we're going to line up. We're going to go straight at them, and we're just going to show that we're a more physical football team than Steubenville Central.
It was one of Eric Meek's keys coming into this one, was trying to display a little bit more physicality to the other 40. Gain of 11. They fake the handoff. Russ Dickinson will keep. And trying to dive for more yardage over top of Caden Benton, his left tackle, who was blocking a Crusader. And that dive gets him an extra 2-ish yards to make it 2nd down and 4. Gain of 6 for the junior signal caller. To the 34-yard line.
6 brings up 2nd down and 4.
And Russ Dickinson will come out of the game, and they will go Wildcat. Dom Boucher, Mason Marchbank back there. He takes the snap, and Marchbank will carry it, and he'll be brought down on the play. Roush there as well as Timmy Mahalio.
We've called his name a lot of times.
Yeah, we have.
He's done an outstanding job as a defensive lineman for Steubenville Central.
A gain of 1, 3rd down and 3, and you can see Toronto really slowing it down and taking their time. Russ Dickinson back onto the field. Nolan Dickinson, Mason Marchbank, Dom Boucher, 3 receivers split out wide to the right. Aiden Philby by himself to the near side of the field. And now they motion Dickinson, and now Boucher will keep. And they've ran this play a couple of times tonight on 3rd down and 3. Boucher near the lead stick. I believe he's going to be marked down about a half a yard short of the 1st down marker at the 30-yard line. Tackled at the 31 by that Crusader defense. Mahalio involved on the stop as well. And it'll be a 4th down and 1. Coach, they've used that play, trying to get Boucher the ball in creative ways where they motion him in at quarterback. He fakes the screen pass and keeps it.
Yeah, I think what they're trying to do is just give you a bunch of different looks, attack at the same place with him with the football in his hands. You know, he faked the pass, pulled it back down, and brought it back inside.
4th and 1. Snap over the head of Russ Dickinson. He's got to get rid of it. He does. The pass is caught, but way short of the 1st down stick. A flag flies at the far sideline near Steubenville Central at the 30-yard line, but
I think it's against Toronto.
Still a good play there by the Central defense to penetrate the line, and another errant snap by the Red Knights costs them on 4th down and 1. Sam Jones, our referee this evening, talking it out with his officiating crew. A personal foul penalty against the Red Knights. And not only will that give Steubenville Central the football back, but will set them up with field position inside Toronto territory. They'll have the football at the Red Knights 47. We'll take a break. 14-0. Toronto leads at Steubenville Central. Ball on the other side of this break. 14-0. Eric Meek's squad down by 2 scores, but they have the football in Toronto territory to start their first drive, or their second drive of the 3rd quarter. 6:54 left. On 4th down and 1, the Crusaders force a bad snap. and an incomplete pass, and then a 15-yard penalty against the Red Knights, a personal foul at the end of the play, gives the Crusaders the football. First choice America first down at the Toronto 47-yard line. 6:54 left to go in this third quarter. Direct snap to B.J. Fallon, who tries to come near side, and he runs into stiff resistance. Couple of red shirts around him, the first man to him. Big-time senior Caden Benton, 6'7", 240 pounds. Yeah, he plays basketball, too.
I bet. He's a good-looking kid, and he's only a junior.
He's a senior.
Oh, he is a senior.
Yep. 20 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, and a sack on the season. And an injury on the field. A Crusader is down on the play. That is number 5, B.J. Fallon, being looked at by his training staff and the Toronto trainers near side. 6:28 left in this third quarter. So with that, we take a look at some playoff scenarios because it is Week 10. And the first round of the playoffs are next week in the state of Ohio. Steubenville Catholic Central is already in. So are the Toronto Red Knights. Now, according to Drew Pastor's Fantastic 50, a website that does a great job of ranking the teams and figuring out probabilities based off of points and wins and losses where teams could end up. So if Steubenville Catholic Central wins this game, they will play themselves into the top 8 and have a home playoff game. Now, with that win, they have a 40% chance of playing 8-1 Lowellville, a 24% chance of playing Southern Local, an 18% chance of playing St. Paul, and then Lisbon David Anderson at 7%, Hillsdale 5% with the win. Now, if Steubenville Central loses this game, their most likely opponent will be Lucas at 6-3, and with that loss, Central down to the 10 seed, Lucas projected at the 7 seed. Toronto, on the other hand, 8-1 with a win tonight. They have a 65% chance of having 2 home playoff games and getting into that top 4 in Ohio Division 7 Region 25. With a win, their most likely opponent in the playoffs, 35% chance of taking on Southern Local. With a loss, likely playing Hillsdale, but still likely in that top 8 with 1 home playoff game. B.J. Fallon still being looked at by the training staff here, and with that, we will take a break. Toronto 14, Steubenville Central nothing on your WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Welcome back to Clark Hinkle Field. B.J. Fallon, the injured Crusader, on the play, still being looked at by both training staffs. We certainly wish him well as he is still being looked at. And actually, you know what? As I say that, Fallon lifted to his feet, and applause rings out here at Clark Hinkle Field. Tomorrow night at 7:30, a battle of 2 Michigans on WTOV9, NBC Big Ten Saturday night. Michigan State, prime time, starting at 7:30 on WTOV9. And Fallon to his feet, being helped to his home sideline. And again, a scary situation, you know, when you see a guy down there for that long.
Sure.
Obviously a rivalry game, but you know, you hope every game, in every sport, everybody comes out healthy and unscathed. So we definitely hope not only does BJ get back out on the field, but that he is okay. 6:28 left, third quarter. Toronto 14, Steubenville Catholic Central nothing on your WVU Medicine, or rather Bordas and Bordas scoreboard at the bottom of your screen. And the whistle blows. The clock continues to wind, and so does the play clock at 21 seconds. And Central will go under center. Second down and 10 from their 47-yard line. Fallon, no gain on the play. And Central still winding that clock. They fake the handoff. Look like maybe a busted play, and Iolentai will hold on to it. Try to get back to that line of scrimmage at the 47. I think he might have actually picked up a yard. He does, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. Was I right? Did that look like kind of a busted cover?
It looks like he tried to get the ball to the far back and didn't quite reach him, and did the right thing. He just followed everybody as lead blockers up into the hole.
Hit by Alentai Sr., displaying wisdom and knowledge as a senior quarterback should. 6'2", 200 pounds, 845 rushing yards coming into tonight's contest for the senior QB. Third down and 9, a whistle and a timeout. And a timeout taken by Catholic Central, their first charge timeout of this third quarter at 5:23 left in that third quarter. Primetime Fox, Utah, USC tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on Fox 9. A loaded day of college football tomorrow with a ton of good matchups. If you have to go to a wedding or if you have any other prior commitments to take you away from your TV, I am sorry, because it's going to be a good Saturday of college football tomorrow. News 9 will be at both Milan Puskar Stadium and Ohio Stadium in Columbus and Morgantown. I'll be in C-Bus for the big showdown between the Bucks and the Nittany Lions. Rob Metzger traveling south to Morgantown for West Virginia and Oklahoma State at 3:30. Oklahoma State's defensive coordinator, Shady Side graduate, Brian Nardo. So some Ohio Valley flavor in that Big 12 matchup tomorrow afternoon. 3:30 kickoff. Third down and 9, 5:23 left in this third quarter. Iolenti will throw, and now he'll keep. He finds a hole, he misses a tackler, breaks another one inside the 35, and that should be good for a new set of sticks by several yards. It is, and Iolenti, a design pass, but found a gap, took it, and picked up a first down.
He's done that 3 or 4 times tonight, making very smart decisions. Doesn't force the football, pulls it down, and gets what he can. In this case, he got a bunch, got a first down.
And one more time on your Ohio Valley Honda instant replay. A good run, and a gain of 13 yards, needed 9. Got 13. First choice America, first down for the Crusaders. Purgie on the pitch, bounces it outside. Lost his footing, got it back, and that held him back because it gave time for 2 Red Knights to pursue him. Russ Dickinson and Nolan Dickinson. The brothers combined on the stop, and that'll bring up a second down in about 9.
It looks like he had the perimeter, had good blocking out there, and then he stumbled, and by the time he recaught his balance, the pursuit of Toronto got there.
Yes, it did. Nolan the senior, Russ the junior, the Dickinson brothers combined on the stop. Both of them 1 and 2 on Josh Frankie's team in tackles. Nolan first coming in with 74 and Russ with 66. Under the I formation, Iolenti will throw, airs it out across his body. The pass is caught by Aiden Philby, intercepted. How about that play? And there he goes, Aiden Philby, taking the ball away from the Crusader receiver and giving it a nice return up over the 40-yard line. It looked like it was caught by Central for a moment, but Aiden Philby said, give me that.
They both hung on to the football, and we're waiting to see who's going to come away with it, and Philby did a nice job, kept battling and battling.
For Philby, that's his 4th interception of the season. And one more time on your Ohio Valley Honda replay, Iolenti airing it out, had a man. The pass was caught, and Philby said, I'm just joking. 4th interception of the year for him. And the ball at the 41-yard line, first down and 10. Toronto runs a play that takes it to about the 45-yard line. On the carry for the Red Knights, Nathan Liddick. And that'll gain 5 up to the 46. Second down and 5.
Second down, Red Knight. Timeout Central.
And a whistle and a timeout signaled for by the Crusaders. 3:20 left in this third quarter. Toronto 14, Steubenville Central nothing. On your Bordis and Bordis scorebar. The second charged timeout against the Crusaders. They have 1 remaining, and Toronto has all 3 of its timeouts remaining.
It's imperative that Steubenville Central makes a stop in this drive. They don't want to get down 3 touches late in the third quarter or the start of the fourth quarter. Their offense isn't made for that type of comeback and so on. They're playing great defense, and they need to come out and make a stop.
WTOV9 and Respecs teaming up for the WTOV9 Tailgate Tour. You can scan the QR code on your screen to win the ultimate tailgate prize and watch for tailgate recipes during the game. 2nd down and 5 from the 46-yard line. Central with its backs against the wall. Another turnover in this one. We've seen several of those tonight by both teams. 2nd down and 5, a give ahead to the fullback for the Red Knights. I believe that was number 18, Spencer Board. It was. Board picks up a yard to the 47, and it brings up 3rd down and 4.
Wishbone, I don't think we've seen Toronto and Wishbone tonight. We've seen both teams line up in a 3-back set now.
3 receivers to the near side of the field. Dom Boucher out wide. Aiden Philby in the slot with Nolan Dickinson as well. Russ Dickinson fakes the pass. The ball comes out. The ball comes out at midfield, and Central signals that they have it, but so does Toronto, so we await the signal. It will be Toronto football. The clock will run on 4th down. It is 4th down nonetheless, but again, ball comes out. Central was almost there again for another recovery. On your Ohio Valley Honda replay, Dickinson keeps and just kind of lost it. There was Brennan Grimm, who might have poked it out, and Braden Roush had a hand in there to try and get it, but just couldn't secure it. So Toronto will punt. Maybe? No, they won't. They're going to run a play. 4th down and 1. Dickinson's going to throw it. Has a man. The pass is over everybody's head. Incomplete. A turnover on downs. Toronto again trying to spice things up offensively. Incomplete turnover on downs, and Steubenville Central will take over at midfield with 1:52 left in this third quarter. NFL Fox this Sunday, the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. Game time, 4:30 Sunday afternoon on Fox 9. The Steelers 3-2, the Rams 3-3. Pittsburgh fresh off the bye, hoping for healthier players. Deontay Johnson expected to be back in the lineup. Pat Fryermuth, the tight end who missed last game, reportedly re-aggravated an injury in practice today and is expected to miss Sunday's action. Iolenti way out deep. He's got Tommy Pershing. Oh my goodness, he caught it!
What a catch!
Tommy Pershing over top of Don Boucher, deep into Red Knight territory. What a throw, what a catch for the Crusaders, trying to score their first points of the night on the Ohio Valley Honda replay. Check it out. Play action fake, a good throw. Pershing's fast and he is long, and he made one heck of a grab.
And that's great coverage. And he just made a great grab.
A gain of 39 yards. 1st down and 10 to the 11. Shotgun. Iolenti will keep, and he will trudge forward for a couple as the clock runs with 1:12 left here in this third quarter. A gain of 3 to the 8. 2nd down and 7. Pergy, 6'1", 160 pounds, long strides, a junior.
Made a great catch.
And he made a great catch. Yes, he did. And Steubenville Central running the clock here. Wishbone look for the Crusaders. They run the pitch play to Mahalio. He tries to get to the edge, and saying, I don't think so, is Drake Boucher. Tackled inbounds. Clock continues to move at 30 seconds. A good play there, securing the edge by the freshman Drake Boucher.
Hey, you're at third and 10.
Run toss sweep out of that heavy set in the backfield. Just didn't have enough speed to get to the perimeter.
And that will be the end of the third quarter here.
A loss of 3 backs things up. 3rd down and 10 at the 11-yard line. We will flip the field because that is the end of quarter number 3. Toronto 14, Steubenville Catholic Central nothing. A 3rd down and 10 at the Red Knights 11-yard line on the other side of this break. You're watching Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals live on Comet. We will be back in a moment.
The Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals on Comet is sponsored by Mr. Reuter, Weirton Medical Center, Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 495, D. Felice Brothers Pizza.
Welcome back to Clark Hinkle Field in Toronto, the Gem City, as the Red Knights lead it 14-0 at the end of 3 quarters. 3rd down and 10 from the 11. Purgie, no, Iolentai will keep sidestepping him in. Iolentai at the 5, he is in! Touchdown, Crusaders! Tyler Iolentai on 3rd down and 11 from 11 yards out. The Crusaders are on the board. A Discovery Jewelers touchdown for the senior quarterback, his 13th rushing score this season. And just like that, the Crusaders are back in this ball game.
Yeah, we've been saying all evening, as long as they can stay close, don't get this separation game, they got a really good chance here towards the end.
And the Crusaders will try for the 2-point conversion. Out of the eye. Play action, he'll keep, he'll pump, he'll towards to the goal line, bounces off one defender but can't bounce off another. Nolan Dickinson hit him first. Drake Balsher wrapped it up. 11:50 left in quarter number 4, and Central is on the board, but they cannot convert the 2-point conversion. It is 14-6. A break when we come back. Toronto football on your WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital scoreboard. The Red Knights lead it by 8. A 4-play drive that takes a minute 38 off of the clock results in Steubenville Central's first points of the ball game. A 4-play, 50-yard drive. Tommy Purgie, a 39-yard reception. A good throw from Tyler Iolentai, and Iolentai kept it on 3rd down and 10, 11 yards out to make it 14-6. And Daniel Bolster will kick it away. And Balsher takes it at his own 5 on a team mobile unit kickoff. Balsher with a burst of speed at the 30, coming near side 35. Don Balsher tackled ahead of the 40-yard line by Tommy Purgie and Matthew Sprockeye. And that's a good return from Balsher.
Yes, it is. Gives them great field position. About the 42-yard line. They can control the clock here and get down and score. And then, Steubenville Central's got to make a good stand here.
They start at their own 42-yard line. 11:42 left in the ball game. Broken pistol look for the Red Knights. They fake the jet man. They give it to the lead back, Drake Balsher, who is tackled at the 44-yard line for a gain of a couple. 2nd down and 8 again. Cam Baker had 150 rushing yards at the half. He came back out at the end of the half with no football uniform on, in street clothes. And Baker was being looked at by the Toronto training staff. I do not see a number 5 on the near sideline. So that's safe to assume that Baker will not be coming back into this ball game as Dom Balsher crosses midfield and is maybe a yard and a half short of that lead stick. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 1 from the Central 49-yard line.
And they're keeping the clock running. They're keeping the ball on the ground. They're good enough up front that maybe they can push, and you get 3-4 first downs and keep this clock running.
Another power pistol look for the Red Knights. Spencer Board lining up at fullback. Drake Balsher at tailback. And he gets the call. Boucher bouncing it outside. He has the first down and breaking tackles. There he goes. Drake Boucher bouncing off of tacklers and finally brought down on the play by Noah Huff. But enough for a first down at the Crusader 45-yard line.
Yeah, as long as they keep moving the sticks, it's what Toronto wants to do at this point. It's early right now, but at some point the clock will become their friend.
Ten minutes left in this one. Steubenville Central trying to complete an undefeated regular season for the first time in school history. And Josh Franke wants to talk things over as he takes Toronto's first timeout of this second half. The Red Knights with 2 left, the Crusaders with 1 timeout remaining. Again, with a win, Toronto likely locks up a top 4 seed in the Ohio Division 7 Region 25 playoffs, which will give them 2 home playoff games. Speaking of playoff games, this one could potentially be a Super Bowl matchup in a couple of months. Sunday Night Football. Coverage begins at 7 with Football Night in America as the Miami Dolphins meet the Philadelphia Eagles. Kickoff at 8:20 on WTOV9. Steubenville Central currently sitting at 11th in Ohio Division 7 Region 25. Even if they don't come back and win this game, they're projected to move up a spot to the 10th seed. But regardless of where they end up, if they can't win, they're not going to have a home playoff game. For Central, this is their first winning season since 2018. First down and 10. Dom Boucher from the 45-yard line takes to about the 40, perhaps the 39-yard line for a gain of 5, maybe 6. I think they're going to call it 5. They are. Good gainer for Dom Boucher, the senior, who has definitely made his mark on this matchup with 2 touchdowns for the Red Knights. He has them both.
They've been very effective tackle to tackle, running that inside zone, that inside lead play.
They come outside. Boucher at the 30, 25, 20. Dom Boucher brought down in the secondary by Timmy Mahalio and Tommy Pergy. And the Red Knights continue to move it into Crusader territory. A gain of 18 for Boucher to the 22.
Number 18, Tommy Pergy, both in on the assault for the Crusaders.
That Toronto offensive line has just done an outstanding job tonight in this run game. They've opened some nice holes. They've given these backs a lot of space to run.
All above 6 feet tall.
Yep.
The smallest guy on the line is the left guard Chase Heckathorn at 211 pounds, but still moves a lot of defensive alignment around as Russ Dickinson tries to gain it inside the 15 down to the 10, but a flag flies at the end of the play with 8.5 minutes left in the ball game. And this one looks like it'll be against the Crusaders, if I saw that correctly.
Yes. That's a call you normally don't see on defense.
Yeah, hit below the waist, a chop block. I guess that would be considered on defense. Clipping, I think, wouldn't it be called if it's defense? Clipping?
Well, I don't know. He's called it a chop block, a block below the knees there.
Well, it gains 15 down to the 6 and sets up Toronto first and goal. They hand it to Dom Boucher, who tries to trudge it forward, but again, stop me if you heard this one once before. Peyton Roush, several times, makes the stop, limits the game to 2, brings up a second down and goal.
Brings up second and goal on the Crusaders' 40-yard line.
The lead is 8 for the Red Knights. They led it by 2 possessions for a majority of this one, trying to get that lead back to 2 scores. From the 4. Snap brought down and tackled by number 66, Brendan Grimm, brought down by the back of the jersey, and a lot of fans dressed in red, a lot of coaches dressed in red wanted a horse collar tackle, but no flag on the play. We'll check it out on the Team Wellsburg replay. A couple of issues tonight with the snap for Toronto. He's able to bring it down and no flag on the play.
No flag on the play.
Loss of 8 back to the 12-yard line. 3rd down and goal. Dickinson a misdirection handoff to Drake Boucher, who is bottled up on the play. Grimm made the last tackle. He makes this one. Brendan Grimm, the 6', 185-pound senior defensive end, with 2 big stops on 2nd and 3rd down. And it brings up a 4th down and goal from about the 12-yard line. Actually, another loss on the play, a loss of 2 back at the 14. 4th down and goal, forthcoming for the Red Knights, and Josh Frankie's going to leave that offense out on the field. Or are they going to kick a field goal?
Well, that makes it, an 11-point game with the field goal. Gives them some breathing room.
A 31-yard field goal attempt for Michael Henry. Nolan Dickinson will hold the snap. The kick is on its way. It is up, and it is through the uprights. Okay. Michael Henry, the sophomore. The field goal is up, and it is through. And number 20 gives Toronto its 17th point of the night to stretch the lead back to 2 possessions with 5:49 remaining. It's a big play. Remember that one. As we had to break. A 10-play, 58-yard drive in 5 minutes and 53 seconds, capped off by number 20, the sophomore, Michael Henry. 31-yard field goal attempt for Josh Frankie's Red Knights to stretch the lead back to 2 possessions. A massive play for the boys in red because that field goal missed. Central gets the ball back with prime field position.
Sure.
And all the time in the world. 5:49 is a lot of time.
Now you got 2 scores that you got to come back with.
Yep.
And you have to make the 2-point conversion if you kick the field goal.
And Henry
just a tie.
will kick it to B.J. Fallon back in the ball game. Good to see him back in on this one, as Fallon was down for quite some time with an injury. And he's back onto the field and takes the kickoff to the 30-yard line, and that is where Central will take over with 5:45 left in the ballgame.
That's a lot of time. Central is that methodical, 3, 4, 6 yards. But we saw on the long pass to Pergy that they are very capable of throwing the football.
Fallon on 1st and 10 from his own 30. The senior with 733 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns coming into the ballgame keeps and will gain to about the 34 for a gain of 4.
They're in their hurry-up offense now, going straight to the line.
Pass caught. Pergy past the lead stick and past that 45-yard line. Good enough for a Central first down.
Then he gets out of bounds, does stop the clock. No, he didn't. My mistake. It was in bounds.
It's all right, Coach. We forgive you.
Oh, well, it looked out of bounds to me.
I thought it was too. To the 47, and that clock continuing to move. Gain of 13. Islantai will air it out. Has a man. The pass is over the head of sophomore receiver Matthew Sprockeye. Good coverage there by, I believe, Brody Winters of Toronto. It was number 24, Winters in coverage, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
double move on it.
Second and 10 from the 47. Islantai will throw it out of the eye. Big rush. He's hit and sacked. Nolan Dickinson on second down and 10. And Islantai slow to get up on the play, but Dickinson hit him hard. And that'll bring up a third down and long for the Crusaders. A Team Wellsburg replay. Dickinson, his younger brother, breaking the single-season passing record in the first half, and the older brother, big hit and a big sack to bring up third down and 19.
They bring that outside blitz. He's unaccounted for with the offensive lineman.
And they got to be quick to line. They are. Iolentai's got to get rid of it. He will not. Nolan on the first play on the sack. Russ on that bring down third down and 19, but there is a penalty marker down. And I believe this one will go against the Crusaders, potentially a hold. It is a hold against the Crusaders. They do decline it. And a loss back to the 32-yard line makes it fourth down and 25. And Central's got no choice. They have to go for it.
Yeah, they have no choice at this time.
.348 left.
Got to come up with a 26-yard play here.
Let's see if the Crusaders have it. They might have, but the Red Knight defense had other plans. Russ Dickinson. And also back there on the stop for the Red Knights, Cale Chasson. And that's a turnover on downs, and the Red Knights are sitting pretty on their way to win number 9 and 2 first-round playoff games. 3:39 left. They're going to take over at the Crusader 21-yard line. 3 really big plays defensively for Toronto, and 2 of them for Nolan Dickinson. He had the sack on second down to bring up third down and long, and he was the first man to Iolentai there to bring up the fourth down turnover on downs. And Toronto hands it off. Russ Dickinson does to, I believe that was Drake Boucher. No, Dom Boucher. Flag flies at the end of the play. Some extracurricular activity as the clock stops at 3:26.
Steubenville Central only has 1 timeout left, so the clock is going to become an issue at some point here. It's against Toronto. Personal foul.
Uh-oh. That'll back things up. Definitely help out the Crusaders.
Sure will.
Flag in the play.
We need to get a first down first.
Where do they place the football? Back at the 32 to make it second down and 21. Dom Boucher trying to get him back. He does, and then some. Boucher at the 15, near side at the 10, at the 5, and Dom Boucher is down inside the 5-yard line. A big run for the Red Knights with 3:05 left in the ball game, and Boucher knocking on the door. First down and goal now from the 5. Needed 21, got 27.
It's a jet sweep where they toss the ball forward, and he did get to the perimeter. He sure has a lot of good speed.
2:50 and ticking. And that clock continuing to wind. Steubenville Central only 1 timeout remaining. This could potentially be the game. Dickinson to Drake Boucher, sidestepping one man towards the goal line. Push back. Good job there by Iolentai and another Crusader defender to push back the freshman Drake Boucher. Still gains 4, down to the 1, second down and goal from 3 feet away. The last time, Coach, they were in this situation, they tried to get a little tricky. It cost them. Something tells me they're not going to do that again.
I don't think they're going to do that again. Now the clock is their friend. Just maintain the football.
No.
2:13 left. The play clock halted, as is the game clock. I'm not sure why the clock is stopped.
I think we have an injury on the field.
Oh,
here.
okay.
They're walking him off the field.
Yep, that is number 7, Mason Marchbank. Or I'm sorry, not 7, number 77, Caden Benton, the left tackle. So Benton comes out. They're going to slide Chase Heckathorn to left tackle, and they're going to bring in number 60 at left guard. That is not on the roster. I apologize. And second down and 1 as Russ Dickinson keeps on a quarterback keeper. No gain, brings up a third down and goal from the 1 yard line.
Brings up third down on the 1 yard line.
3 feet away. 85 seconds left. Russ Dickinson under center. Drake Bauscher behind him. Yep, I think that's a false start.
I think it is too.
I think that's a false start. Kale Chasson, the center, was like half snapped and then snapped, which obviously you can't do.
Do it.
So that'll back him up 5 yards to the 6 yard line, and it'll be third down and goal from the 6. The scoreboard says fourth down, but I'm not sure that's correct. No,
it's third down.
Third down.
Okay. Now, what it does, though, it resets the play clock, so they get some time now that they can run off the clock.
They do. Russ Dickinson will keep. Russ Dickinson piles towards the end line there and is brought down on the play back at the 1 yard line. So he picks up 5. Fourth down and goal from the 1. And if you're Eric Meek, do you utilize that timeout?
I thought he might have called it at that point.
He did not. Fourth down and goal from the 1 yard line. There is a 15-second differential between the play clock and the game clock. Game clock at 30, play clock now at 12, 11, 10. Fourth down and goal from the 1, direct snap to Dom Bauscher. Bauscher for 3 times, stretches the ball. Is he in? No, he is not. He is brought down just shy of the pylon. A great job there. Brendan Grimm, the first man to him on the tackle. 17 seconds left. But again, Coach, that 31-yard field goal from Michael Henry, the difference in the ball game, because if you're Central with 17 seconds left and only down 8, you have life. Now, Slim and none, and I think Slim has left town.
Yep.
I got the ball.
Turnover on downs with 17 seconds left. The Crusaders take over at their own 1 yard line. And Iolenti tries to punch it out of the end zone here. He does. Clock winds to 11 seconds.
Number 14.
And I believe that should just about do it. And it will. Toronto, for the first time since 1998, will likely be OVAC champions at the conclusion of the week, and likely lock up a top 4 seed in the Ohio Division 7 Region 25 playoffs. Your final score from Clark Hinkle Field: the Red Knights 17, the Crusaders 6. We wrap it up on the other side of this break. For the first time since 1998, more than likely, the Toronto Red Knights will end their season as OVAC 2A champions. The final score from Clark Hinkle Field: the Red Knights 17, the Steubenville Catholic Central Crusaders 6. Playoff implications, Coach, on the line with the win. Dom Bauscher with 2 touchdowns, and they're only going a big field goal from Michael Henry. With this win, Toronto locks up likely 2 home playoff games, and that's huge.
Yeah, it is. They're a good football team. They're capable of running it, capable of throwing it. Obviously, play great defense. Limited Steubenville Central to 1 score. Should do well in the playoffs.
And that 31-yard field goal from Henry was the difference. Your final score again, Toronto 17, Catholic Central 6. For my broadcast partner, Tony Filberto, and the rest of our hard-working WTOV9 production crew, our producer, Zach Medovic, our director, Jason Bookert, and the rest of our crew, Jack Hillgrove saying goodnight and so long from Clark Hinkle Field. The Weirton Medical Center Sports Friday begins at 10:30 on Fox 9. Highlights of this game and a heck of a lot more with a lot of playoff implications on the line, especially in the state of Ohio. Good night and so long. We'll talk to you in about 35 minutes on Fox 9.